Hey everyone, was that a cool E3 trailer or what? And a big shocker of course is that we got to see Breath of the Wild 2 for Nintendo Switch. Which is in the works right now. No really, right now. No release date yet, but we got to see some cool footage. Zelda with short hair, presumably zombie Ganondorf, and some cool looking cow buffalo thingy. But what does it all mean? Where does the game go from the original, and what can we expect gameplay wise from the footage that we saw? Well, we can inspect the footage from the trailer of course, but we got also some comments from series director Eiji Aonuma. He also made some comments before the game was even announced, so we can also inspect that. So let's put everything together and begin a speculation on what we can expect. Alright, here we go. Let's go. So of course, the most information that we can gather is from the trailer. Since the trailer becomes pretty fast paced and quickly edited in the ending, I'm going to break everything down for you. In the beginning we see weird squiggly lines that are probably the result of some magic forces at work. And in the meantime you can hear the slow heartbeat of the presumably zombie Ganondorf that is still being kept alive. Some more dark magic, and you can vaguely see the magic white hand that's keeping Ganondorf into place. Which we will see even more up close later. Some ancient prophecies on the wall, and our first look at Zelda, Link and the cute cow beast exploring. And that's a rat. First they approach Ganondorf, and after that you can see them chilling at a little lake of water. Which means this trailer isn't linear. Some more exploring, and then we get our first look at Zelda and Link. And Link has upgraded his gear with the Master Sword still being present. Now we get a closer look at Ganondorf. And how do we know it's Ganondorf? Well, all the build up and evil stuff gives it away. But even more so the Gerudo symbols that we can find in multiple places on his body. As we all know, Ganondorf was a Gerudo pirate, and only a single male gets born every 100 years among the Gerudo tribe. So that makes it safe to assume that this indeed is Ganondorf. Now we see Link falling with the hand getting attached to Link in some way. Link grabbing Zelda, the hand grabbing Link, and because of that, the hand has to let go of Ganondorf, which gets him out of his physical imprisonment, making him come back alive. And of course we see Hyrule Castle floating up into the sky. And not the least important, we hear the heartbeat again, but this time significantly faster. Okay, so that's all. A short trailer but a lot to go over. So let me put everything together one more time so we are all on the same line here. Zelda and Link explore some ancient cave or temple where they discover an imprisoned Ganondorf, who's being kept into place by a glowing hand. He seems to be dead, but the faint heartbeat suggests otherwise. The ground under Zelda suddenly gives away. This could be because of Ganondorf, because we can see him making a slight movement with his hand even while being kept into place. So this could be some magic trick of him. Link catches Zelda, but doing so makes him fall as well. The hand decides to catch Link, and through this he attaches himself to Link. Doing so however releases Ganondorf, as the hand can't do both at the same time, waking him up from his eternal slumber. The fact that Hyrule Castle is rising because Ganondorf is loose again is pure speculation, but that seems to be the case. So this trailer nicely sets up the story of the game, but it tells us of course even more. With number 1 being the return of Ganondorf, and number 2 being that Link probably will get some new magical powers as the result of the hand attaching itself to him. But what these powers might be is difficult to say. Now we already learned quite a bit, but series producer Eiji Aonuma has done several interviews after the release of the trailer where he gave us even more bits and pieces on what to expect. So first of all, what other games inspired the team while making Breath of the Wild 2? Well, Aonuma answered with, something I did hear that a lot of people were playing was Red Dead Redemption 2. So he doesn't specifically state that the game took influence from Red Dead Redemption, but a lot of younger staff members were playing that game upon development. So what could that mean for this game? More NPCs to interact with? More side quests? Or the ability to shoot innocent people in the head? Who knows? Upon seeing the trailer, many fans were also of course thinking that Breath of the Wild would go the Majora's Mask route, which was made after Ocarina of Time with a smaller scope and the same assets. Also, the trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 looks really dark, so fans were wondering if this game had anything to do with Majora's Mask, as that is widely considered the darkest game in the franchise. Aonuma had to say this about that. The new Breath of the Wild or the sequel to it is not necessarily going to be related to Majora's Mask, or inspired by it. What we showed you currently is a little darker. Okay, so no direct relation to Majora's Mask, but we will probably see some of the same elements when it comes to the development. Also darker than Majora's Mask? Jesus Christ, what are they going to do? Restore everyone and everything in Hyrule just to kill it again? I'm curious what they are going to do with that. Also, in an interview with Kotaku, Aonuma revealed that he loved the DLC for Breath of the Wild. Speaking of course about the Champion's Ballad. His plan was to make even more DLC, but the team got so many great ideas that were so big in scope that they decided to make a new game. That makes me very excited, that they all have amazing small ideas that are now being put into one great game. That means probably that this game will be heavily story driven, as the Champion's Ballad also gave more insight on the story of Breath of the Wild. But even before E3, Aonuma has told us some hints about what the next Zelda game could be. Like in this interview where he talked about the possibility of a next game on Switch. The Switch is very popular and Breath of the Wild is a popular game, so he most certainly sees a possibility. But even more interesting is that he remarked that the Nintendo Switch didn't use its full features with the original game. But the next game most certainly will. Which is logical because Breath of the Wild was originally developed for the Wii U. We can also expect the same amount of freedom as in the previous installment, as he stated to IGN UK. You know, I can't speak to what other people or other companies will do in their own games, but I think for me, especially just in the terms of the Zelda series, the incredible freedom that this game offers you and how well that's been received, to me, it means that freedom, that level of freedom is something that needs to be maintained in the Zelda games going forward. My eyes have been opened to how important this is. And that's almost everything that we can dissect from this. So to put it all together, what do we know? Breath of the Wild 2 will probably take place after the original, where Link and Zelda set out on some big adventure, possibly to restore Hyrule to its former glory. Upon finding Ganondorf, they release a new evil, and at the same time Link will receive some new magical powers, which is the basis for the new story. We can expect some new gameplay elements, most likely the same world, but at the same time they will make usage of the whole Switch's capabilities and features. Expect a very dark game story-wise, a lot of freedom and a lot of surprises. And if you want to know more, well, then you have to wait for the next Nintendo Direct. Or maybe even longer than that. Psh, I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Xpref, and if you like Nintendo, you should subscribe to the channel, because you would make me very, very happy. If you have the time, you can check out one of my other videos on screen right now, and if not, then I hope to see you next time.